Welcome back. If you've just joined us, you're watching the news at 10 on Channels Television, coming to you live from Lagos. A reminder of our top stories. Chief of Defence Staff says military is treading with caution on the rescue of the kidnapped Chibok girls, confirms there's information on their location. Supreme Court throws out case against Delta Governor Emmanuel Odwaga, gives final validation to his election as governor. Court to decide if the National Assembly has the powers to investigate Petroleum Minister Dezani Alison Madueke. And Ukrainian army launches air raids to regain control of Donetsk airport from pro-Russian rebels. Well, a reminder to you now that all our top stories are on our website, channelstv.com, and on youtube.com/channelsweb. To get us on the move, visit m.channelstv.com to view us live on your mobile device. You can also download the Channels TV app for Android, iOS, and Windows phones from their respective stores. And then you can interact with the Channels Eyewitness feature on our Android, iOS, and Windows 8 platforms. So if you have pictures or videos to share with us, tap the application on your device, swipe to reveal the Eyewitness menu, and then follow the instructions. Well, the Channels Eyewitness platform has brought with it a lot of citizens' awareness that's caused authorities to be more in touch with the concerns of the citizens. This is proof of how you, our viewers, play an active role in improving the way the news is told. Our correspondent, Orolu Ashonibare, reports.
Shocking can best describe this picture sent in by Stanley Onyichi of a young woman stabbed to death on Monday, 5th of May, by another woman in Abia State, allegedly over a man. This spurred the need to carefully follow up on what truly happened. Channels Television visited the area but met residents who shied away from making comments.
I didn't like that. Don't video. No. I know John was there.
Speaking with a lawyer and the Abia State Police Public Relations Officer, their opinion is that the law must surely take its course.
Whatever that led to that, investigation will reveal it. And once the outcome is, we have the outcome of that investigation, I believe the press will be on the know of it. But as it is now, the suspect is in the police custody. Definitely, the justice must be done to this matter.
I would also advise the families of both parties, both sides, never to take laws into their hands, because that would be committing a different offense. That other one has been committed. Themselves are also capable of committing one other offense or the other. Let them not take laws into their hands. Let them allow the law enforcement agencies, the police specifically, to conclude investigations. And if they find anything necessary, let the police charge the lady to court.
A young woman's murder and the promise of justice, an outcome that will be keenly watched. And Channels Television, through its Eyewitness platform, will surely keep you informed. Orolu Ashonibare, Channels Television News.
Well, the Igbo community in Jos, Plateau State has condemned the mass burial given to some victims of last week's twin bomb blast that left 118 people dead and several others injured. The community complained of being denied access to the bodies, which they say could easily have been identified. The police and the people argued that they were not consulted before going ahead with the mass burial, which they claim is a gross violation of their tradition to have been buried away from their ancestral home.
Following last Tuesday's bombing of the Terminus Market, the Igbo community is bitter about the mass burial of their kinsmen killed in the blast. They are accusing the Plateau State government of breaking tradition and burying their people outside their ancestral home.
If the mass burial was the burial of pieces of meat, pieces of bodies, yes, that could be excused. But what we are saying is that the bodies that could be or could have been identifiable, we should have been made to come and identify those bodies and take them away.
We did not go in the Plateau Hospital. We did not go in, but we look through the window. We saw a lot of corpses. Actually, most of them cannot be physically identified because some were without body, some without legs. They did not open a place for us. The ones who were able to penetrate or go in was the Evangel Hospital, and Ola.
Perhaps it's an attempt to calm frayed nerves, as another mass burial scheduled for this Monday has been cancelled. The Executive Secretary of Plateau State Emergency Agency, Alassane Bade, told Channels Television on phone that the mass burial was cancelled, saying some of the bodies have been claimed by their relatives, while the remaining are still identifiable.
A federal high court sitting in Abuja has asked the House of Representatives to correct the erroneous impression that the court issued an order restraining the House from investigating the Minister of Petroleum Resources and the NNPC. At the resumed hearing of the suit today, lawyer to the plaintiffs, Mr. Etiwe Uwa, criticized the lawmakers for stalling the hearing of the suit. The lawyer to the House, Abubakar Mahmood, however, apologized to the court for the misinterpretation of facts by his client, saying it was not done intentionally. Justice Ahmed Mohamed then adjourned the hearing to June the 19th and ordered that all processes must be served before the next adjourned date. Now, the measures taken by the federal government to curb gas flaring in the country appear to be paying off. This indication is coming from the Nigeria National Petroleum Corporation, which claims that gas flaring in Nigeria has been reduced to 11% from 25%. The NNPC Group Managing Director, Mr. Andrew Yakubu, announced this at a conference organized by the Senate Committee on Gas in Abuja, noting that many international oil companies are approaching full flare-out in the country. Nigeria is listed by the World Bank as Africa's biggest in terms of gas flaring. To health issues now, and the eventful 67th World Health Assembly meeting has closed in Geneva, but not without adopting more than 20 resolutions on public health issues. Our health correspondent, Yomi Otaigbe, who's been in Switzerland, highlights some of the resolutions, which include the need for WHO member states to complete unfinished work on health-related Millennium Development Goals.
Is proposed for the office of President.
It's been an intense health assembly meeting with a record-breaking number of agenda items for discussions. Day after day, delegates speak on issues such as international health regulations, non-communicable diseases, drug resistance, and other crucial health matters.
In the face of threats like MERS, polio, and tuberculosis, we're reminded to stay vigilant in our commitment to the international health regulations.
In many parts of the world today, the health challenges posed by conflicts and terrorism have become more obvious. And there is the need really for the World Health Organization to assist countries, including Nigeria, to develop and or reinforce strategies and their implementation for the management of victims and their relatives.
At the end of the sessions and side meetings, a number of Health Assembly resolutions were approved. These include the need for countries to strengthen national action and international collaboration on how to reduce the level of antimicrobial resistance, and for member states to support research into new diagnostics and treatment options. Member states are also to work on strengthening the role of the health system in addressing gender-based violence, especially against women and girls and children. The resolution on health in post-2015 development agenda stressed the need for the conclusion of the unfinished work on health-related MDGs, which have to do with reducing child mortality, improving maternal health, and combating HIV/AIDS, malaria, and other diseases. Also, an increased focus on non-communicable diseases, mental health, neglected tropical diseases, as well as universal health coverage and improved access to essential medicines, among others. Now, all the delegates are gone with the hope that each country represented here at the 67th World Health Assembly meeting would walk the talk so that all these resolutions will be substantially implemented. From the Assembly Hall of the World Health Organization in Geneva, Switzerland, Yomi Otaigbe reporting for Channels Television News.
Well, staying with health issues, the fight against polio in the country has received a boost with an $85 million loan facility from the Japanese government. At a meeting in Abuja, the Japanese ambassador to Nigeria, Mr. Ryuichi Shoji, explained that the loan will assist the financing of the process to ensure that the country achieves zero polio cases. On his part, the Minister of Health, Professor Onyebuchichukwu, promised to ensure prompt provision of vaccines to stamp out the scourge.
The government of Japan has been a faithful partner of Nigeria over 14 years and provided assistance in fight against polio since Japanese fiscal year 2000. Until now, remarkable progress has been made, and Nigeria stands at a final stage in the fight. This project is aimed to fill in loan aid project is aimed to fill in the final gap by means of loan aid for Nigeria to be able to win the upcoming last fight. The amount of this loan aid is 8,285,000,000 Japanese yen, which is approximately equivalent to $85 million US. The preferential interest rate of 0.2% is applied. The funds provided will be utilized for procurement of polio vaccines for children under 5 years of age.
This Japanese loan aid is part of the international support to the National Polio Eradication Program to ensure vaccine availability for the polio campaigns starting from next month. It will serve as a guarantee for the procurement of the vaccines for polio campaigns by UNICEF. This, of course, would ensure timely delivery and availability of polio vaccines for the national polio immunization campaigns.
When the news at 10 returns, Anambra governor warns indigents to respect traffic code or be ready to face the consequences. To join us.